When one asks, why did God create this universe? It sounds like a simple question, but for one like Ramana Maharshi, such a question would dissolve before it could even be answered. Because in his vision, the question itself arises from a false center, from the belief that there is a separate, you asking about a separate God. To Ramana, creation is not an act done by someone. It is not that there was once a God sitting somewhere who decided one day to make a world out of nothing. That idea belongs to the human mind, which always thinks in terms of causes, effects, beginnings, and ends. But truth, he said, has no beginning and no end. What we call creation is simply the appearance of multiplicity in the one indivisible reality. He often compared it to a dream. When you dream, an entire world springs into being. People, mountains, rivers, cities, stars all appear vividly real. But when you wake up, you realize that it was all projected by your own mind. You were the dreamer that dreamed in the entire dream world. In the same way, the universe is the dream of consciousness itself. There is no separate creator outside it. The dream and the dreamer are one. So when people asked him, why did God create this world? He would say, find out who is asking this question. Because if you truly look into the source of the questioner and to the one who wonders, the question disappears. It is only the ego, the sense of separateness, that wants to know why. The self, the pure being, has no such doubt. He once said, creation is not apart from you. You are not apart from creation. When you see the self, there is no world. When you see the world, you do not see the self. It means that the so-called world exists only when consciousness identifies itself with the body and mind. When a mind is quiet, the universe as an external object vanishes. Not that it is destroyed, but it is seen as one's own self. Imagine a screen on which a movie is projected. There are wars and peace, oceans and deserts, birth and death. Yet the screen remains untouched. The movie may seem real, but it cannot exist without the screen. The screen, however, needs no movie. In the same way, the self is the eternal background. The universe is its passing show. When you identify with the show, you are caught in questions of why and how. When you rest as the screen, all questions fade in silence. To ask why the universe was created is like asking why a mirage appears in the desert. The appearance is there, but it has no independent cause. It appears because of conditions, heat, light, perception, but it has no reality apart from the desert's self. Similarly, the universe appears because consciousness reflects upon itself. It does not happen in time, because time itself is part of the appearance. Ramana's silence was his greatest teaching on this mystery. To many visitors who came with complex questions, he simply sat still. That stillness was not an absence of answer. It was the answer. It said, the one who asks and the one who answers are the same. Remain in that awareness, and all creation is revealed as your own being. He pointed out that the human mind, trapped in duality, wants explanations. It wants to trace a line from cause to effect. But reality, he said, is causeless. The self does not act. It simply is. The universe is like a reflection in a mirror. It has no independent existence apart from a mirror. You may ask why the mirror reflects, but reflection is simply its nature. Consciousness, by its very nature, shines, and in its shining the play of forms appears. He also said, the world is seen only when the mind is turned outward. When it turns inward, there is no world, only self. This was not philosophy, it was direct experience. For him, the universe was not something to be explained, but something to be seen through. Creation, sustenance, and dissolution are happening every moment, not on a cosmic scale, but within you. Every thought rises, lives for a while, and disappears. The whole drama of birth and death, evolution and destruction is contained in that single process of the mind. The vast universe that science measures in light years and galaxies is, in truth, no larger than the space of your own consciousness. When the mind is still, there is no creation. There is only being pure awareness, timeless, unchanging. That is what people call God. And when the mind begins to move, creation seems to appear, just as waves arise on the surface of a still ocean. But the waves are not separate from the ocean. In essence, nothing has ever been created. So if you ask, why did God create this universe? The real answer is silence. Because in that silence you realize that there was never a creator and a creation. There is only the eternal presence, manifesting and unmanifesting itself endlessly, like the play of light on water. Ramana once remarked, if the self had any purpose in creating the world, that purpose would be fulfilled only by realizing self. This means the only real meaning of creation is to awaken to what you truly are. The world is like a mirror placed before consciousness so that it may come to know itself. All the questions about God, destiny, creation, suffering, they belong to the mind. The mind itself is part of the illusion. Once you know who you are, these questions have no meaning. You no longer ask, why is there creation? You see that creation and creator are one, and that both dissolve into the infinite stillness that you are. Therefore, Ramana's message is not about the outer cosmos, but about the inner awakening. The real creation is the arising of the I thought, the idea that I am a separate being. When that thought subsides, the entire universe of division vanishes with it. What remains is peace, not the peace of an answer, but the peace of no question at all. That peace is what people call God. It was never born, and it will never die. It does not create or destroy. It simply shines eternally, and in its light, the play of the universe comes and goes, like shadows dancing on the surface of the sun. That is the ultimate answer, or rather the disappearance of the need for one. Silence remains, the mystery remains, and in that stillness you understand without thought that there was never a why. There was only this,